Welcome to Rider TV. This week you're with Cheryl Lee.
Vince Contarino.
And you caught up with a South Australian legend recently.
Yeah, isn't it wonderful to catch up with people that were, one way to, maybe a modern day pioneer of local music. Because this gentleman, and he's an he's a statesman of music. He's still full of vim and vigour. God, he's a pocket rocket, isn't he?
He sure is.
And I just want to talk to him about the early days, and so that starting in the '60s, then going through to the '70s, and how music's gone through till then. And now he's a big part of Support Act as well. He's always there helping out, isn't he?
And the baby boomers as well. So he does a lot for South Australian music.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at Mr. Paul Redding.
Whoa, sugar pie, honey bunch. You know that I love you. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. In and out my life, you come and you go, leaving just your picture guy.
Hello, music lovers. I'm Vince Contarino for Rider TV, and today is, I get really excited about these kind of interviews because I go back into time, and it's like a little bit of archaeology and finding, the mummy in the tomb and getting to understand a whole lot of stuff about rock and roll, where we all came from. And today's artist interview is Mr. Paul Redding. When Mark suggested I talk to you, I got a bit excited because I have this nebulous idea of who you are and where you came from, and it was like, for us, it's like that romantic vintage golden era where everything came from. You had this knack of putting musicians together. You knew all the musos in the school.
Yeah.
Like, you had like B. Birtles and John Schindler went to Plimpton High.
They all went to Plimpton High School. My thing was I'd hear from other kids like that guy in 4B, fourth year B section. He's a good bass player. He's something called so-and-so and so-and-so. And I thought, and I'd then know a mate of mine, Dean, said, my brother, he's the lead guitarist. So I got these two guys together and I said, come practice at my mum and dad's place. My dad had a shed and they'd come and practice at mum and dad's place.
Oh, wow.
And then this band would perform, The Breeze. And they were suddenly playing around.
So this is like 68?
Yeah.
What kind of equipment were you using in 68 in the shed?
Well, you had Trevmar PAs, two little columns.
The column PAs?
Yeah, with about 4 6-inch speakers.
Yeah. Wow.
No fallback.
No, of course not. What mics?
They were a Dynatune or something, these little silver long things.
Yeah. They weren't condensers with batteries in them, though. They were, okay.
No.
Wow. And amplifiers and stuff were primitive?
They were all transistor things, with the globes that glowed in the back.
Yep. And these sorts of things interest me. So you'd be putting bands together.
Yeah.
And some of them, some of those musicians went on to be, global stars.
Yes, that's correct.
Was the scene really thriving back then?
Pumping, and you had your Vibrants, your Masters Apprentices, your Zoot, and we were a teeny bop band that admired them, so we got support to all that. Daddy Cool, all those people that came to town, and it was great. And then
they were all young emerging acts.
Yep. Music Express was another one. Well, one time we shared in Melbourne. We were over there, and we had Black Feather upstairs. We were in the middle on this floor, and Buffalo Drive.
Yes,
they were below us,
Yeah,
and you just knock around with that community, that whole living. The band was called Nantucket. Nantucket.
Good. Now this is a good story.
Yeah.
So, how were you asked to join Nantucket? How did you go about?
No. We all knocked around together. We're all like brothers, and we're all doing different things.
All from Plimpton High School, sort of that area?
No, all walks of life. And we had Neil Olds on keyboards, Brett Summers. He was a little arrogant, great guy though. And I clicked with Brett. And then the band, it got to a stage where Neil Old said, I've got to leave, I'm going to form this band called Fragile with Rod Gunner.
I remember them. Yes.
Yeah. And we're going to do all, so and so, yes music.
Yeah.
And I thought,
prog rock.
Yeah. And I thought, I think it's time to leave. I'll go a different direction myself. So I've pulled out, and there was this little band, we're at Glenelg, there was a little band playing down at Brighton.
Yeah.
And they were young guys called Daniel, the band.
Okay.
But they featured Mal Eastick, Andy Durant, Glenn Dowding, and...
Do you know these names?
Yeah. When I left...
That's the Stars, basically.
Well, now...
It is now, but it wasn't then.
I left Nantucket, and the guys from Nantucket got Mick Peeling from this little band Daniel to join them.
Yeah.
And then I got invited... Mal Eastick and Andy Durant came to my parents' house and knocked on the door one Sunday. We're having breakfast.
Yeah.
And I've gone to the door and they said, we're blah, blah, and blah, blah. Would you be interested in joining our band? And I'm thinking, you don't leave someone like Nantucket to join some little band. But when I went and saw them rehearse, they were so good. The musicianship, I thought, I'm in, man.
Paul, Andrew Durant was... when you listen to the songs that he wrote today, and you think he was 20 years old when he wrote that.
Yeah. He was
this
just
guy's not a human being, he's an alien.
Yeah, well, that's what we thought too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, can you tell us about that? Because how could he understand such sophisticated concepts for someone so young?
He was just the most loveliest, gentlest guy I've ever met in my life. And it just flowed out of him. You could sit in his bedroom. He and I one day just sat there, and he was strumming on his guitar, and things were just coming out like you're thinking, my God.
He's a bloody genius.
And he says, put some words to it. And you think,
wow.
And it just happened. He just flowed. Mal was this guy that he was born with the guitar. I think it grew out of his body because he never put it down.
Yes.
He'd walk around the house while he was making toast.
Yeah.
And he's running riffs like this. He constantly played.
Yeah.
And you knew he
brilliant
was
guitar player.
You knew he was going to make it.
Oh, yeah.
And that became Astrakhan. And
that was with you singing.
Yeah.
So you were with
Mal,
Andy, and yourself, and that was Astrakhan, which is a really strange name.
Andy came up with that name because his sister had been on a holiday to Russia. Not a good place to talk about right now, but anyway.
Back then it was pretty weird.
Yeah, and they've got this Astrakhan fur that they make the hats and boots with. Yeah. And he said, my sister bought me this Astrakhan, and he kept saying the word Astrakhan. And we were looking around at each other, and we said, well, right now we want to think of a name for the band. He goes, let's call it Astrakhan.
Yeah.
And we went, Astrakhan.
So obviously that worked around town quite some time, and then somehow
the Bridgeway, we packed the Bridgeway.
You started to look at family life a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd met a female by that time, and we had this thing, and she was rushing to get married and have a block of land and a child and everything.
Smart girl.
Yeah, and at the same time, the manager of Hush got us to support Hush, and we were touring with Hush.
So they were coming over here quite regularly?
They came over here. We went anywhere we were told to go.
Yep.
And he turned around and said, look, you guys, I want to make you stars. Come to Melbourne, get your asses to Melbourne, I'm going to make you stars. And we've all gone, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
This is the big time. And I'm thinking, no, this guy's like the guy with the cigar. Come on, kids.
Whoa, sugar pie, honey bunch. Whoa, sugar pie, honey bunch.
You've got this burning desire to be an entertainer.
Yes.
You just want to entertain with it.
I couldn't help myself.
Whether it was comedy, dancing, singing, you just had to be out there doing something. You've got this innate desire, you have to be doing it.
Yes.
And tell us how Marineland factors into your life. Because I forgot about Marineland until you mentioned it this morning.
All right, well, I was in an Adelaide band called John Rundle in the morning.
Can you just explain what Marineland was, just in case there's some people...
Well, Marineland was a oceanarium, if you want to put the word to it. You've got SeaWorld in Queensland and so forth, and there was this little place in West Beach that the government owned for about 20 years, and it was awfully run down, and a company called Tribon Developers, the Abel family, they built one in Hong Kong, they built one in New Zealand, they built one in Perth, and these were magnificent oceanariums. They were glass and marble, and the animals loved it.
Wow.
Everything was natural. You had you could walk into the like Monkey Mire. You walk into the ocean.
Yes.
So they came here. They said we're going to pull the sand dunes apart. We're going to redo this place. You're going to be able to walk out there and meet the dolphins and feed them and so forth. And my father got the contract to do the plumbing, and he needed a couple of trades assistants.
Yep.
Labourers is the word.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah.
TR.
That qualified as you had the intelligence of being a labourer.
Well, yeah.
Mate, I was a concrete labourer. All right, we're talking the same language.
Yeah. So I went to work with my dad.
Yep.
And there we are. You know, I'm digging holes while he's doing all the plumbing work. And this guy comes down to give us a hand one day, and I didn't realise he was the big owner. He was Mr. Rod Abel.
Oh, okay.
And Dad just said, "This is Rod." So I said, "Oh, yeah, g'day." Talking about it. And then I've had my lunch break, and I come back and I said, "That guy in there that's doing the show, he's about as good as a toothache." And this Rod said, "What?
Oh.
What do you what? You what?"
What's going on?
I said, "This guy," I said, "he's got no presence. He's got, you know, I said, "I could do better than that." He said, "Is that right?" He goes, "Come with me." So he takes me up the staircase to the offices, and I said, "Hey, listen, you know, don't put me into the brown shirts, you know, the snobby nose." He goes, "The who?" I said, "The brown shirts. Don't put me into the brown. If you've got something to beef with me, let's talk it out." And he goes, "Just come on." So we go through the office, and they're all going, "Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Abel. Good afternoon." And I thought, "Oh no, it's worse. I've insulted this Mr. Abel." And he sat me down. He said, "Tonight after work, I want you to do a little performance for me and show me how you do the show."
Oh, just him.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then we got out there, and I'm sort of mimicking how I would do it. You know?
Yep.
"Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of the dolphins."
You gave it a
Here
bit-
you are. You know, and here's a certificate. And he went, back up to the office. He said, "I'm prepared to offer you a 10-year contract. What do you think?"
10 years?
Yeah. And I just went, where do I sign?
You did it.
I did it for 3 years until it got shut down.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
So Marineland, you know, obviously closes down.
Yeah.
But you've obviously want to continue singing and entertaining, and that's when the famous John Rundle and the Maulers. Is that right? Or was there something else before
No,
then?
the famous John Rundle and the Maulers was before Marineland.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why it was hard to come down, because that was a wild trip.
Because you worked like tirelessly with that band.
Well, Brian Gleeson, once he took us over, we had Danny Monahan to begin with.
Yeah.
From Channel 10.
Yeah.
And he got us to there.
Yeah.
And then Brian Gleeson said,
Him and Sebastian were, you know, tied at the hip.
Yeah, that's right. And Gleeson said, "I want you guys, you know, come over."
Yeah.
And I said, "Look, you know, we're working pretty well." And he goes, "Well, what would sway you?" I said, 7 nights a week. No, I said 5 nights a week.
Which was doable.
And then he said, "Oh, you've got to be joking, no, you know."
You did it.
And I said, he said, "All right, 5 nights a week." So that included travel,
Yeah.
interstate, Broken Hill.
Yeah. Oh, so you did interstate gigs as well.
Yeah, we were everywhere.
Man, so so you did this Maulers before Marineland. What happened after Marineland?
I was just going to tell you how we got the name John Rundle and the Maulers.
How did you do that?
Well, we didn't have a name. And Danny Monahan, we'd gone into the studios, we recorded the songs. They were 2 originals. Steve Horn, who's still playing in town today.
Really?
He's got a surf band, yeah. And we were sitting there. Danny Monahan's come bursting in the green room.
Yeah.
We've all got this horrible makeup on and stuff. And he goes, "You idiots, you know, you haven't given Steve Curtis a name." And we're there, "Oh, we haven't thought of a name." And he goes, "Oh, you've got to think of a name that..."
Oh, so you were going on to Music Express or something?
Yeah, TV
the
show.
show, yes.
And he says, you've got to come up with a name that gives people an idea of the direction. You know, Led Zeppelin, heavy, you know, and light.
Yeah.
Led, heavy, Zeppelin, light. And Steve Horn's sitting on the floor like this. I don't know if he just drank a bottle of whiskey or not. But he goes, "We'll probably end up being buskers in the Rundle Mall, man. John Rundle and the Maulers." And then he went,
Straight away.
"That's it."
Yeah.
And that was it.
Fantastic.
Now, then Marineland.
Yes.
And then I met up with some mates, and they had this little like wedding band, and they said, "Come and fill in for us, help us out at this gig." And they said, we're thinking of doing something else. We wouldn't mind you joining. But I said, "I can't be in a wedding band, mate. No. Well, what would you do?" I said, "I'd do this. I'd wear brighter clothes. I'd sing some rock songs." And the lead guitarist, John Fisher, says, "Oh, we better do what Smartass wants." So I thought, oh, really? And then Ted,
Smart ass. Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. Is this a prelude to something?
well, I used to have it on my pants, on the back of
Yeah.
my pants. I had the word smart ass
Oh, yeah.
written on there. And because I was given all the points, oh, it's got to do this, it's got to do that. I said, oh, he knows everything. Smart
Yeah,
ass.
smart ass.
Ask him. And so then Ted Higgins, the drummer, says he was the original drummer for Zoot. by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
He said, oh, there's the name, Smarty Boys.
Smarty Boys.
So we formed the Smarty Boys.
Which was, again, you guys worked tirelessly through Adelaide.
And the corporate scene.
Yeah,
That was-
yeah.
And that was a different scene for me again.
Were you guys doing all, 60s rock? What sort of stuff were you doing?
Half 60s and half commercial, what's on the radio at the time.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah.
And, you know, Snatch a Granny and all those, Highway In, all those sort of
Yes,
things.
yes.
Whoa, sugar pie, honey buns. Whoa, sugar pie, honey buns.
Hey, our audience is worse than you, man. Don't worry.
Good. And then Craig Holden, he's now with the Angels,
Yes.
the 1965 Angels. He said, Paul, you've got comedy running through your veins.
Is he with the Angels or Masters?
Oh, sorry, the Masters.
Masters.
Yeah, the Masters.
There's something on you.
Thank you for correcting
No,
me.
no worries.
There's my age coming in.
Yeah, I know.
And he said, you know, have you ever thought of doing comedy? And I said, well, I want to bring more comedy into the band. We do want to do comedy. And I said, So,
But you did. You ended up doing comedy.
Yeah, I went to Dave Flanagan's place.
Were you doing stand-up?
Yeah. Oh,
Now,
cabaret.
tell me, stand-up comedy looks like the hardest thing in the world to do because you can tell jokes,
Yeah.
but to piece them together and have did you do a 20-minute set?
45 minutes set.
Holy moly. Just to combine all that together.
Yeah, I put song and the characters in there. I did a thing whereby, with backing music, I did all these pop stars that we know.
Yes.
They're now in a retirement village. Someone should have invented a nursing home for old aging rock and roll stars.
Yes.
And I had Joe Cocker in there, Rod Stewart, Mick Jagger, and with the aid of wigs and stuff,
Yeah.
I did all that, and it became a corporate cabaret floor show.
Yeah.
And I made shitloads. I did that.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah, all over.
Anything
All
that,
over Australia.
anything that pops into your mind, you say, I'm going to do that.
And I work on it and I do it, yeah.
You know, mate, seriously, when you look at the things you've done since '68, right up to today, and well, let's just talk about today because you're a little bit. Every time I see you, it's at the support act.
Yeah.
So you're one of the regulars there.
No, I never was. I'd done a few shows. I was more at Baby Boomers.
Yeah, you're still performing in bands anyway, aren't you?
Oh yeah, still has.
You got a couple of things going.
Radio Hits was one of them for a while there, and the others. I forgot to tell you about the others.
Okay, which was an iconic South Australian. Now, when did they start?
Oh, Ian Nancaro started the others in 1964.
Is he that old?
Yeah.
Holy moly!
We call him the old man. I don't know if he likes them or not, but we call him the old man.
Well, you know, we can say anything he wants now because it's a bit fragile. But in
Yeah.
his younger days, he was like eight Dan black belt.
Yeah, I found that out.
Yeah. So you worked with the others.
Yeah,
Was
and
that
toured, recorded.
just recently?
Oh, the last 3 years with the others, which is back now about
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
And we went into the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, which
South Australian Hall of Fame. And uncanny, on the same night as that was Mal Eastig and Mick Peeling from Stars.
So you're caught up.
Yeah, we all
Isn't
caught
it
up
beautiful
again.
when things like that
It's just
happen?
haunted me, that whole...
But what a wonderful, it's serendipitous because there you are with your mates.
Again.
Back in 68, 69,
And
70 and 71. And here you are and you're receiving the South Australian Hall of Fame.
And we're all going in together.
That's
Separate
right.
bands, but we're going in together.
In together. Oh God, there's just a drive in you, mate, that you need to do things and do it right. I can do it better than that. And it's
That's
energy.
exactly how I thought all my life.
Yeah, but it's not about I'm a rocker or no I'm a comedian, no I'm an MC, no I'm a DJ. You just want to do it right, give top quality entertainment to an audience.
Well, after the last, say, 15 years of radio hits, chart busters, now larrikins, Jan, she's that right there.
Your
the
beautiful partner.
The coffee lady. And
Yeah.
Her and I have put together, we've, you know, you've got support act that do their thing.
Yes.
Baby boomers do their thing.
Yes.
We put together something called Our Generation.
Yeah.
And we put shows on to get bands at work. We do things, we get the crowd there by saying 4 bands for $20, right?
Yes.
So people come from far and wide. The room's the British Entertainment Centre.
Yes.
We've got it packed to the rafter. And,
really?
And then you can give the band the proper money. You know,
They get paid?
Well, so let's say, well, what did we do the last one? I think each band would got $1,000 for a 1 hour spot.
Yeah.
So there's 5 guys there, everyone gets $200.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
And that's like, and then you found 4 bands work.
Yep,
And
yep.
we're going to do another one like that, and another one like
Yeah.
that, you know, and just,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at the moment now.
And so it's keeping you pretty busy?
Yeah, I mean, instead of jumping around so much on stage, I can sit back and feel content that, look at these guys, we got them a gig.
Paul, mate,
Got him a gig, man.
Mate, you're a remarkable person,
Thank you.
It's great to call you a South Australian and Adelaide boy, because that motivation and that we were talking before the cameras rolling. People like you paved the way for so many artists, and we were saying, like, you know, it's easy to get to the top of the mountain when there's a stairwell and now an
Built for you,
elevator.
yeah.
But when you get to the top and you've climbed those stairs or you've hopped on the elevator, you go, geez, who made those stairs?
Yeah.
And it was people
How
like
old are
yourself
they?
and all your mates that we were talking about today. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of a whole lot of people.
Thank you,
Even though you've had a whole lot of fun doing it.
Oh, I've had a hoot.
But, you know, it hasn't been easy. There's probably been sacrifices and all sorts. But, man, it keeps you young.
Oh, hell yeah. Can I just say, you know your cameraman here,
Yeah.
Mark Thurston?
Yeah. How come he looks like...
He's been
he belongs in the old folks home.
He's been there through a lot of it. In fact, we shared a house together for a while.
I reckon we're going to need to do a story on him.
We'll cut that. Do a story.
Well, he knows everybody. Anyway, but it's not about him today. Don't worry about him. I just want to say thank you for, number one, being such an inspiration to so many.
Thank you.
And for keeping the dream alive and this energy you got. May you live long and prosper, mate.
Thank you.
Keep rocking. Thank you for being with us today, mate.
Thank you.
All the very best
Love it.
again. And we'll catch you at one of your
Gigs.
brick gigs. Yeah, Our Generation.
Our Generation, that's it. Thank you for that.
We'll see you guys next time. Mr. Paul Redding.
Whoa, thank you. Thank you, Adelaide.
Well, that was awesome, Vince. What a character he is.
An absolute character, a pocket rocket,
Yeah.
full of energy. I love talking to these statesmen because they did pave the
The
way
elders.
for us. Yeah, well, a lot of respect. There was a story that he told us once the camera stopped rolling. So I just want to re-say it. He was 6 years old. He told me he was at a front bar with his family in the days that we used to drink the old raspberry lemonades, you know, and the kids would drink it and they'd be running around like, you know, chooks with their head cut off. But there was this big band moving into the function room because there would have been a wedding or something there that night. And Paul said as a child, he loved that song, Sugar in the Morning, Sugar in the Evening, Sugar at any time, all that sort of stuff. It was a really old schmaltzy song, and he goes, hey, Dad, do you reckon I can ask them if they can, you know, they can play that song? And his dad said, just go on, you're a big man now, go and ask him. So 6-year-old kid, he goes up to and someone who he thought was the band leader goes, can you play that song, Sugar in the Morning? And he goes, we don't know it, but if you sing it, we'll all start and play it with you. And he goes, what they did, he set the band was set up, he sang it, and everyone in the pub was sort of clapping, and he goes, that's the day he got addicted to performance. And you can see that with Paul. Anyway, I just wanted to relay that story with everyone.
He's such a passionate performer.
Yeah.
And obviously it was in him from a very young age.
Look, you know, it's more, when you interview people like Paul, it's not even about the music. It's about that willpower and I've got to do this because I need to do it, and it's inspirational in any endeavour. It doesn't have to be the arts; it can be anything. So, I love that interview. That was great. I hope we get to do more of them.
Yeah,
anyway,
well done.
Same bat time.
Same bat channel next week.
Cheryl, tell us the good news.
If you love your music as much as we do, and everybody involved in this show does it for the love of it, none of us get paid, and you'd like to be involved, please just email this address here and come along and have a chat to us about sponsoring maybe one show or even a whole series of shows. We'd love to have you on board.